My sister dropped off her 3 kids at my house, saying, "Just 1 hour." 12 years later, she sued me. Some promises are forgotten within minutes, but some change an entire lifetime. The day my older sister parked her old blue sedan outside my small house, I never imagined that a single sentence would become the beginning of 12 years of sacrifice, heartbreak, and a courtroom battle that would test everything I believed about family. If you enjoy emotional family stories that remind us what true love and sacrifice look like, don't forget to like this video, share it with someone you care about, subscribe to Love Tales, and leave a comment telling us whether you believe family is built by blood or by love. At that time, I was 32 years old, living alone in a quiet neighborhood. My life was simple. I worked long hours repairing furniture in a local workshop and dreamed of one day opening a small business of my own. I had very little money, but I had peace. Every evening I returned to my tiny house, made dinner, and enjoyed the silence. I believed my future would always remain ordinary. Everything changed on a rainy Thursday afternoon. My sister Emily arrived looking exhausted. 3 frightened children climbed out of her car carrying worn backpacks and stuffed animals that looked as tired as they did. She barely looked me in the eyes as she hurried toward my front door. She explained that she had an emergency and needed me to watch the children for just 1 hour. Before I could ask any questions, she hugged each child, promised she would return before dinner, climbed back into her car, and disappeared around the corner. That hour became a day, the day became a week, the week became a month. Every phone call went unanswered. Every message remained unread. The apartment she had rented was empty. Her workplace said she had quit without notice. Friends had no idea where she had gone. It was as if she had disappeared from the world, leaving behind the 3 people who needed her most. The children were only 9, 7, and 4 years old. They cried every night. They waited near the living room window, believing their mother would return before bedtime. I never knew what to tell them. I simply made dinner, tucked them into bed, and promised that no matter what happened, they would never be alone. The following months became the hardest period of my life. I sold my motorcycle to buy school supplies. I canceled every personal dream I had saved for. I worked 2 jobs, often sleeping only 4 hours a night. Every dollar I earned disappeared into food, clothes, rent, and medical bills. There were evenings when I quietly skipped dinner so the children could have a little more. Slowly, our little house transformed into a home filled with laughter instead of loneliness. Birthdays were celebrated with homemade cakes. Christmas presents came from discount stores, yet the smiles on their faces made them feel priceless. School concerts, scraped knees, homework battles, bedtime stories, and family movie nights became the moments that defined our lives. Years passed and something beautiful happened. They stopped calling me Aunt Sarah. One day, without thinking, the youngest child simply called me Mom. I froze. There was no ceremony, no discussion, only one simple word spoken with complete love. Tears filled my eyes because I realized that love had quietly rewritten our family. The years were never easy. Bills piled up, the roof leaked, my old truck constantly broke down. I often questioned whether I was strong enough to keep going, but every challenge disappeared the moment I saw the children succeed. One became captain of the debate team, another discovered a passion for science. The youngest dreamed of becoming a nurse after spending time volunteering at a local hospital. Watching them grow became the greatest reward of my life. Then, 12 years after that rainy afternoon, a black luxury car stopped outside my house. Emily stepped out. She looked completely different. Expensive clothes, designer handbag, polished smile, and confidence that only wealth could buy. She stood on my porch as though she had merely been gone for a weekend. The children, now teenagers preparing for adulthood, stared at her in stunned silence. They barely recognized the woman standing before them. Emily claimed she had finally rebuilt her life. She said she had married a successful businessman and wanted her children back. She expected them to pack their belongings and leave with her immediately. No one moved. The oldest quietly said he already had a mother. Emily's smile disappeared. Within weeks, I received official legal papers. My own sister was suing me for custody, claiming I had manipulated her children into loving me and intentionally kept them away from her. She accused me of emotional interference and demanded that the court return her children immediately. Reading those accusations broke my heart more than all the difficult years combined. The courtroom became filled with photographs, school records, medical reports, and thousands of memories. Teachers described who attended every parent meeting. Doctors explained who signed every medical form. Neighbors spoke about birthday parties, scraped knees, late-night fevers, and ordinary moments that revealed extraordinary devotion. Then the children were asked to speak. The oldest calmly explained that a real parent is the person who stays when life becomes difficult. The middle child described countless nights when I sat beside the bed during illnesses, never leaving until morning. The youngest simply said that love cannot disappear for 12 years and suddenly expect to be called home again. There was complete silence throughout the courtroom. Even Emily lowered her eyes. The judge acknowledged that biology creates relatives, but responsibility creates parents. After reviewing every piece of evidence and listening to the wishes of the now nearly grown children, the court ruled that they would remain with the woman who had raised them with unwavering love. The lawsuit ended that afternoon, but something unexpected happened outside the courthouse. Emily approached me with tears she could no longer hide. For the first time in 12 years, the confidence was gone. She admitted she had spent years running from responsibility and believed money could repair what time had destroyed. She realized too late that children do not measure love by gifts, houses, or expensive vacations. They remember who held their hand during storms. Forgiveness did not come easily. It took many months before the children agreed to slowly rebuild a relationship with their biological mother. They never erased the pain she caused, but they also refused to let bitterness define their future. Healing happened one careful step at a time. Life eventually settled into a new rhythm. The oldest graduated from college with honors. The second earned a scholarship to study engineering. The youngest fulfilled the childhood dream of entering nursing school. Watching each graduation felt like watching my own dreams come true. Standing among cheering families, I realized I had never become wealthy. I never owned the successful business I once imagined, but I had something far greater. I had 3 grateful hearts that chose love over resentment and kindness over anger. If this story touched your heart, please like this video, share it with friends and family, and subscribe to Love Tales so we can continue bringing you stories that celebrate hope, sacrifice, and unconditional love. Special request, tell us in the comments, who do you believe is a real parent, the one who gives birth or the one who stays through every storm? Some people enter our lives through blood, while others earn a permanent place through sacrifice. In the end, family is not defined by the day someone is born. Family is defined by every ordinary day someone chooses to stay, protect, encourage, and love without expecting anything in return. And sometimes, the greatest victory is not winning in court. It is looking at the people you raised and realizing that love, given faithfully over many years, can never be taken away.